it's Christine. Welcome to Preparing for the Rapture or Resurrection, getting our hearts ready for Jesus' return, making sure that we will be in heaven with him. This is video 76. Video 76. Let's look at Revelation 12. We need to finish up Revelation 12. Let's start with verse 7. And there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels waging war with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels waged war. And they were not strong enough, and there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. So pausing there, let's talk about that. The word for thrown down is basically like bounced. So he's thrown down multiple times. So he's continually being thrown down, kind of deal, I think. Let's look at a couple of other examples of where this happens. Ezekiel 28, 12 through 19. Ezekiel chapter 28, verses 12 through 19. Oh, yes. Son of man, take up a lamentation over the king of Tyre, and say to him. Now, this is about the king of Tyre, but it also is about Satan. It has a double meaning, and so perhaps because the king of Tyre was allying himself with Satan, he is receiving the same fate. Say to him, thus says the Lord God, you had the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was your covering, the ruby, the topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the lapis lazuli, the turquoise, and the emerald, and the gold. The workmanship of your settings and sockets was in you. On the day that you were created, they were prepared. You were anointed the cherub who covers, and I placed you there. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked in the midst of the stones of fire. So this obviously can't refer to the king of Tyre. This is referring to Satan as well. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created, until unrighteousness was found in you. By the abundance of your trade you were internally filled with violence, and you sinned. Therefore I have cast you as profane from the mountain of God, and I have destroyed you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. Satan was prideful and wanted God's place, because he was the most brilliant of his angels, Lucifer, light. But only God is God. You corrupted your wisdom by reason of your splendor. I cast you to the ground. I put you before kings that they may see you. By the multitude of your iniquities, in the unrighteousness of your trade, you profaned your sanctuaries. Therefore I have brought fire from the midst of you. It has consumed you, and I have turned you to the ashes on the earth. In the eyes of all who see you. The city of Tyre was burned down completely at one point. All who know you among the peoples are appalled at you. You have become terrified, and you will be no more. And the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face towards Sidon, prophesy against her, and say, thus says the Lord God, behold, I am against you, O Sidon, and I shall be glorified in your midst. Then they will know that I am the Lord when I execute judgments in her. And I shall manifest my holiness in her, for I shall send pestilence to her, and blood to her streets. And the wounded will fall in her midst by the sword upon her every side. Then they will know that I am the Lord. So I went a little further. I should have just been to verse 19, I apologize. But the prophecy against Sidon is also interesting if you look into the history of that. All right, Isaiah. I was just thinking, no need to apologize for reading more of the Bible than you should, than you intended. Isaiah 14:12 through 27. Isaiah 14, verse 12 through 27. Oh. Okay. Now you have fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, son of the dawn. He was called Star of the Morning, Lucifer. You have been cut down to the earth, you who have weakened the nations. But you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit on the mount of assembly in the recesses of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will make myself like the Most High. Nevertheless, you will be thrust down to Sheol, to the recesses of the pit. Those who see you will gaze at you. They will ponder over you, saying, Is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook kingdoms, who made the world like a wilderness and overthrew its cities, who did not allow his prisoners to go home? All the kings of the nations lie in glory, each in his own tomb. But you have been cast out of your tomb like a rejected branch, clothed with the slain who are pierced with a sword, who go down to the stones of the pit like a trampled corpse. You will not be united with them in burial, because you have ruined your country. You have slain your people. May the offspring of evildoers not be mentioned forever. Prepare for his sons a place of slaughter, because of the iniquity of their fathers. They must not arise and take possession of the earth, and fill the face of the earth with cities. And I will rise up against them, declares the Lord of hosts, and will cut off from Babylon name and survivors, offspring and posterity, declares the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the hedgehog and swamps of water, and I will sweep it with the broom of destruction, declares the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, Surely, just as I have intended, so it has happened, and just as I have planned, so it will stand. To break Assyria in my hand, and I will trample him on my mountains. Then his yoke will be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulder. This is the plan devised against the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out against all nations. For the Lord of hosts has planned, and who can frustrate it? And as for his stretched out hand, who can turn it back? So, again, this is a double meaning. This is a prophecy with a double meaning. It is a prophecy against the king of Babylon, and then a prophecy against the king of Assyria. But it talks about the star of the morning, and it talks about the judgment on the whole earth. So read Isaiah 14 with that in mind. Read all of it, because if you start further back, it talks about that as well. All right, one more about Satan being cast down. Luke 10. So we're in the New Testament again. Luke chapter 10. Look at verse 17 to 20. And the 70 returned with joy, saying, Lord, even the demons are subject to us in your name. And he said to them, I was watching Satan fall from heaven like lightning. Behold, I have given you authority to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall injure you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice in this, that the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice that your names are recorded in heaven. All right, so let's continue on and read the rest of Revelation 12. And I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, Now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come, for the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down, who accuses them before our God day and night. That is what Satan means. It has nothing to do with Santa. It has nothing to do with any other words. It means accuser. And Lucifer means angel of light, and those are some of his names in the Bible. Now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come, for the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down, who accuses them before our God day and night. And they overcame him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony, and they did not love their life even to death. So this is obviously describing martyrs particularly those who were martyrs killed for the gospel, but particularly those in the tribulation period. For this reason, rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time. So he's mad because he does not have a long time before his judgment. So he is probably trying to get God to be against us and to prove how much of a mistake we are, or something like that. I've heard it said different ways and that kind of thing. But he's always accusing us before God, and he's trying to change things before the end, and he doesn't have a lot of time left, so he's not happy. He will wage war against Christians and believing Jews and that kind of thing. All of those who believe in God. And when the dragon saw that he was thrown down to the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male child. So again, if the woman represents Israel or Mary, or both, which I think it's both, because he will persecute believing Jews and believing Gentiles. And the 2 wings of the great eagle were given to the woman, in order that she might fly into the wilderness to her place, where she was nourished for a time and times and half a time from the presence of the serpent. So again, 3.5 years. She will be protected. Let's look at Exodus 19. Exodus 19. This one's going to be a little longer. Hang in there with me. So in Exodus 19, it's talking about Moses went up to God, and the Lord called him from the mountain, saying, Thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and tell the sons of Israel, You yourselves have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. So he saved them and kept them out in the desert. But it also means that there will be some Jews who may, because of the persecution, try to escape into the desert. One more and then we'll finish up chapter 12, Isaiah 37, 31 and 32. Isaiah 37, 31 and 32. And the surviving remnant of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward. For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and out of Mount Zion survivors. The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall perform this. So they will be kept. They will be kept safe. At least some will survive. All right, let's continue. And the serpent poured water like a river out of his mouth after the woman, so that he might cause her to be swept away with the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened its mouth and drank up the river, which the dragon poured out of his mouth. And the dragon was enraged with the woman, and went off to make war with the rest of her offspring, who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus. Those who keep the commandments of God would be Jews. Those who hold to the testimony of Jesus Christ would be Gentiles. So again, because of the persecution, they try to escape. He sends a flood after them. It could be a lot of people. It could be something else. But the earth helps. the woman, so Israel, and the people of God, and he continues to try to go after them. So, it's a little more about what Satan is doing during this time, this second half of the tribulation. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'd be happy to answer them. Please feel free to duke it out in the comments with me or with others, but do so respectfully, especially if you wear the name of Christian. And definitely think about it. There may not be much more time before you have to make a decision one way or the other, and you'll have to live with that decision for eternity. So I hope that you make the right decision. I pray that you would trust in Jesus Christ. All you have to do is ask him. Trust him. Believe in him. Have faith in him. And he will take care of you. All right. God bless. Take care. Talk to you guys next week.